Good evening, and welcome to Bentoberfest 6. What started 6 years ago as a Halloween birthday party for Dr. Ben Thrower has become the year's most highly anticipated celebration of our broad community. Bentoberfest is an intersection of friends, family, colleagues, volunteers, donors, community partners, our board of directors, and staff. We gather once a year to acknowledge and extend the impact we make when we come together to connect our resources and networks for a common goal: alleviating poverty in communities struggling to cover basic human needs like food, water, healthcare, and shelter. People like you allow us to develop programs in Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic that improve the lives of those who need our help the most. You and others in our network help fund initiatives that provide year-round healthcare, adequate housing, safe water, and access to the most critical resources. We impact the lives of thousands of people every year. Tonight at Bentoberfest 6, we are raising funds to further our flagship program called Together for Health. Together for Health identifies people of all ages that live with special needs and provides a holistic continuum of care year-round, including medicine, referrals to specialists, medical home visits, transportation, food, and even home improvements. Here to tell us more about Together for Health are the program founders, Drs. Ben and Karen Thrower.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Bentoberfest 6. It's hard to imagine we've been doing this for 6 years and how we've grown over the years. This journey has been amazing. Karen and I started with it was a church mission trip in 2014 that was just serendipitous, how it all came together. And we were originally slated to go to Honduras. We ended up in Nicaragua, and it was love at first sight. Once down there, we met John Thompson with Community.Connect, and we realized this is the group we want to work with. No middleman, no high overheads, just taking care of people. And we fell in love with the people, with the community of Los Robles, of San Esteban, and we just continue to grow, both in terms of the service, I think, that all of us offer, and Bentoberfest, because we're here to have fun and have party with a purpose.
So since 2014, Ben and I have returned to Nicaragua once or twice a year. When we first, or on our first trip, we were impressed by the need that was there. Medically, the group we went with originally was there to work on home improvements and providing healthy living conditions and clean water. And since we happen to be physicians, we volunteered to help in that respect. And working with the Nurse Ingma and the Community.Connect team, we all were able to identify many needs. There were medical needs, people with high blood pressure, migraine headaches, seizures. There were needs for children with developmental issues, children with autism, attention deficit disorder, physical disabilities. And we kind of jumped in, and it didn't take that much for us to help them with trying to identify what their needs were and what was available already, the resources that we connected them with, providing something as simple as money for a bus ride so they could get to the specialist they needed to see, or providing money for their migraine medication or their high blood pressure medication or seizure medication. Just little steps that made such a big difference in the community for these patients. So one important aspect of our work in the village has been the home visits. And it's been very eye-opening to see our patients in their home environment. And I think what people don't realize is something as simple as having a cement floor instead of a dirt floor is a big deal for their health. Having clean water is important. It was interesting in that as we would see the patients about every 6 months, and slowly make some home improvements, we might see their health improve. Maybe a child with asthma, if they had a stove or an oven built with ventilation, that helped their asthma. They weren't sick as often. But it was also nice to follow, especially the infants who were at risk, either because it was a single mother or they just really didn't have any access to food. Educating the mother, providing food, and watching the child grow and develop and follow them over 2 to 3 years and see that we really made a difference.
So as Karen said, some of the challenges that we see are not just high-level medicine, it's how do you deal with just everyday stuff? How do you get someone from Los Robles to Jinotega or to Managua for the services that they need? And so as time has gone on, one of the things that we realize is, what if we brought the services to Los Robles and to San Esteban? And so it was kind of amazing to me how many bright minds all thought of this at the same time. What if we did some sort of wellness center? And so the vision that we have, and you're all a part of this evening, you're part of the dream, is the Los Robles Wellness Community Center or Community Wellness Center. So we can have physical therapists, we can have occupational therapists coming to the community that we serve. This could be an educational opportunity, so we do training. What if we could have a facility within this wellness center that visiting healthcare staff could stay there and do teaching? Ultimately, what Community.Connect is about is building sustainable projects, whether it's through water projects, better ventilation, healthcare. We don't want to come in and put a Band-Aid on. We want to build something that is sustainable, that when all of us are 90 years old, we can step back and say, look what we did, and that it was not us coming in and dictating to a community, it was the community partnering with us and telling us, what do we need to be successful? This wellness center would be a huge step in that direction. Community.Connect has purchased 2 acres as of August of 2021. We hope to break ground sometime early next year, late this year, God willing. And so, again, I invite you to be a part of this vision. It's a bricks and mortars kind of project. It's something that we can all step back and say, look what's been done here. And this is something that's going to make such a tremendous difference in the lives of so many, not only for the community that we serve, but think about the training that we can do for healthcare professionals. So maybe we reach a point where we're not sending healthcare professionals down from the US. We're training people in that community who will then train the next generation and the next generation. So big dreams, and we can make this happen. So I invite you to be part of this journey as we kind of move ahead into this next phase and be a part of our dream. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to very important people who've already been a part of our dream, who've made everything possible that we've done through the Together for Health program. John and Elaine Carlos, thank you so much. We could not do what we do without your support. National Distributing, thank you so much for your support. It's through the generosity of people like yourselves that we are able to touch the lives that we touch. Hopefully you see that what we're doing makes a difference. We invite people who are listening in, if you want to come down and see what's done in Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic, please join us. I hope that when you go down, you'll fall in love with these communities and with these people just in the way that Karen and I have.
Proceeds from Bentoberfest directly support Together for Health, a year-round program in Nicaragua that provides primary care to a community of 4,000 people and holistic support for 20 families with loved ones living with special needs. Services include monthly home visits, referrals to specialists, medicine, exams, and transportation to hospitals and clinics. Every family situation is different, and there are times when caregivers do not have enough resources to cover their family's basic needs, much less their loved ones living with significant cognitive and physical disabilities. Together for Health helps fill the gaps. If there are unmet needs like food, water, or housing, we build houses, grow, prepare, and deliver food, and install water filters so families can focus on what's important: being there for one another. Together we can do so much more for the health of others than we can alone. A humbling example of this togetherness is the family of Jesus Chavarria. He was born with a cleft palate and an underlying genetic disorder, and his mother and father have been by his side ever since. Together for Health supports Jesus and his parents with medicine, home visits, and transportation across the country to specialists. The family doesn't have a steady income, so these priorities for Jesus will go unmet if not for the network of Comunidad Connect. Donations to Together for Health cover all of the expenses for Jesus and his family throughout the year. This support has extended his life, as his parents tell us firsthand.
Mi hijo me lo habían dicho, solo tiene vida lo más 1 año, nosotros no le aseguramos vida. Hoy, gracias a mi Dios, el niño tiene 3 años y ya ha habido unos cambios bastante bien. Entonces yo digo, uno nunca está solo. Hemos tenido más fuerza porque cada vez, verdad, que viene una ayuda, yo siento que fuera, mire, tengo palabras que decir.
Gracias a ellos, ¿verdad?, es que se puede seguir, ¿verdad?, cuidando los niños con discapacidad como el que nosotros tenemos. Y gracias a Dios, pues, gracias a la ayuda de ellos, pues ha sido bastante valiosa, ¿verdad?, la colaboración de ellos para nosotros.
Bueno, lo más valioso, ¿verdad?, que nosotros hemos tenido especialmente, bueno, todo ha sido buenísimo, ¿verdad?, pero principalmente los viajes, porque es donde al niño me lo han valorado los mejores especialistas. Operación Sonrisa, que solo Managua, ¿verdad?, existía, y nosotros hemos tenido esos viajes. He tenido la dicha que me lo miren neurólogos, de todos los especialistas que he podido ir al hospital La Mascota.
There are thousands of families in rural Nicaragua struggling to provide for their loved ones living with special needs. Their unseen efforts and quiet struggle are often unrecognized. Tonight, however, is different. It is our honor to present the second annual Miguel Diaz Caregiver of the Year Award to the parents of Jesus, Norland and Mirna Chavarria. This award was presented to Norland and Mirna on September 23, 2021 in their community of Los Robles, Nicaragua. We lift them up with gratitude and appreciation for the dedication, perseverance, and love that they have given selflessly to their son Jesus day in and day out since he was born.
En este día, Mirna y Norland, de parte de Comunidad Connect, venimos a reconocer su arduo labor y sacrificio para con la salud de Jesús Abdiel, ya que sin sus padres él no podría estar rehabilitándose ni recuperando su salud como lo está haciendo. Para nosotros es un honor tenerlos en el programa y que ustedes sean unos padres amorosos y dedicados con su niño. Gracias. Mirna y Norland, por ser cuidadores ejemplares e inspiradores para la comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias a Comunidad Connect por todos sus proyectos y por ser bienvenida a la comunidad de Los Robles, y gracias por todo lo bueno que han hecho aquí.
Y les ha dado, ¿verdad?, hasta este tiempo en medio de esta pandemia, pero gracias a Dios les ha dado la fuerza para estar, la fortaleza, la salud, para estar siempre apoyando a mi niña, y me siento muy agradecida con esta organización, que es una gran bendición de Dios, porque siempre están apoyando a mi niña, no me la han dejado sola.
Sí, ha sido muy buena, para mí ha sido excelente. Mi salud y mis medicinas no me falten. Usted sabe que eso es lo principal. ¿Para qué quiere usted dinero si no hay salud? Entonces yo, por eso pues yo les agradezco mucho a los de este programa de Connect.
Mi agradecimiento a Comunidad Connect porque me han apoyado muchísimo, ya que yo no cuento con los recursos necesarios para apoyar a mi hija en lo que ella necesita. y decirle a los que los patrocinan desde allá que sigan ayudándolos, porque nosotros somos personas de muy escasos recursos y la ayuda de ellos es de mucha importancia para nosotros, y decirle que muchas gracias y que aquí los seguimos esperando.
Yo agradezco mucho porque me han ayudado mucho con mi hija, primeramente con Armando, mi esposo. Me ayudaron mucho, yo agradezco. Eso es lo que yo siento, pues, que es una gran ayuda para todos los que estamos siendo beneficiados.
Es de gran importancia este proyecto porque no solo me ha servido a mí, sino a las demás personas. Y como dijo la palabra de Dios, me sirve a mí y sirve a las demás, uno se siente agradecido con lo que me sirve a mí y a los demás. Yo creo que es una gran importancia este programa, que nunca había habido eso.
Every day, Together for Health represents an opportunity and hope for the families who receive medical and economic support to continue fighting battles for their health. Thank you for helping us save lives. Each one of us is a caregiver in the life of others.
Las palabras que busco para agradecer simplemente no existen, porque el agradecimiento que yo siento hacia todo es enorme y no hay comparación. Por eso simplemente digo gracias por todo lo que hacen y esperamos seguir trabajando.
Queremos que el programa Juntos por la Salud siga creciendo. Con tu apoyo podemos lograrlo.
And just like our friends from Nicaragua said, we can do it all together. I'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors, in particular Republic National Distributing Company, Bayer, Seabridge, The Zenith, Atlanta Spine Center, and all of our other friends and families who helped make this event possible. If you're watching this event on October 16th, you can peruse the rooms in the menu, including our silent auction, as well as learning more about how to travel with Communidad Connect to Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all for your support, and we'll see you again next time. Adios.